Well, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Automotive Drama. Today I got a real good one. This is actually, it's had me puzzled for a little while. I don't know if you saw the previous videos and when I put lifters in here and put a camshaft in it because the lifters wiped out the camshaft. Now, this thing had 0 codes and it ran like really good when it ran great. It had a little tick. Now, 0 engine codes. When I got it apart, I found out that the camshaft lobe is completely wiped out there. And where's the other one? There's another one around here that's wiped out too. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. Anyways, so it's got 2 wiped out lobes. Where's the other one? There it is. There's one right there. And where is the other one? There it is. Here's the other one. Now, that one had kind of a lobe, but this one has 0 lift. I mean, really? There's like nothing there. How was this thing running? Why wasn't it backfiring through the intake or something? And that didn't have cylinder misfires. Even a clue. I mean, a code for a cylinder misfire. So, and this thing was full of sludge. So that's what caused everything. So I get it all apart. I get all the sludge out of it. When I had the heads off and the lifters out and the oil pan off, I took a can of brake clean and blew out all the little passage oil ways for all the lifters and all that. That was before I put the camshaft in it and then greased everything up and put it all back together. And it ran great. So I was going on a test drive, and halfway through the test drive, this thing just started chugging. I mean, it started running really bad. I mean, to the point where it barely made it back to the shop. I thought I was going to need a wrecker. Now, that's kind of amazing, if you ask me, because it had no clues again. And I'm scratching my head. I pulled the valve cover off to see if the valve train operation was working properly. I know I put everything back together, right? Especially that chain, and I got videos on how to assemble those heads. And when I put the motor back, or the chain on it, the head was off, so I was definitely able to check top dead cylinder without a dial indicator to knew I was where I should be. And it had no crank timing codes. It had no codes. And somebody's already been in here because they put an oil pump and an oil pressure switch on it. So I don't know if it had a problem before and that might have fixed it. I don't know why they did that. But it does have a new oil pump in it. There was no metal in the pickup tube or the oil pump anywhere. There was some in the pan when I got it apart. Now I blew all this crap out and I thought I got it all. I don't know. There must have still been some more in there, but it doesn't have any clues, no codes. So I take it apart again, and this time I ain't playing around. I got a solenoid, and I find a bunch of metal in this solenoid. I don't know if the camera's gonna let you focus in on it or not. Come on, baby. I don't know if you could see all the metal. There's chunks and chunks of metal. So, when I pulled the oil pan off again, I also found all this metal. There's a bunch of metal in the bottom of the oil pan. None of it got in the pickup tube. And when I changed the oil the first time, there was none in the oil filter. So, I figured it was all in the pan when I got to it the first time and what was left and whatever. But anyways, so here I am. I had to take it back apart, and this time I ain't playing. I'm putting a chain on it because I don't know if metal got inside here. You see those little holes? Oil, that's how it works, the oil pressure to make this thing turn. This thing will spin. It'll advance and retard the camshaft, and this thing has like no vacuum. It felt like I had no vacuum on the brake booster or something. I mean, it got real hard. So right now I think that it was, and when I took it apart, literally oil was like squirting out of the camshaft. I blew everything out again. I didn't see any metal in there. I mean, I never really seen any metal in it at all except in the oil pan, which is very weird. And why didn't it give me a clue that this thing was hung open? I mean, if you can see the metal in that, I'm sure there's even a break in the screen on one of the spots. So I'm sure you can even see a chunk of metal behind the screen. So I'm sure that little plunger's either stuck, it must have stuck open, and it was oiling the camshaft gear and making it advance. And the way it was running, it acted like had a huge, it was way over cammed or way too advanced, just by the way it was running, and barely idled. It would rev up, you know, to, you know, 2 grand, it kind of smooth out, which gave me a clue that baby was advanced. But it still never gave me any codes, which is really, really crazy. I don't know why. I had to scratch my head. I had to rub my 2 crystal balls together and whip out my magic wand and be a Mr. Wizard to figure this one out. But I usually don't use those to fix cars. But yeah, I had to this time. But anyways, let us kind of point this out. If you ever get stuck with one of these, and it did come back with a code when I brought it back to the shop, and it said PO300, multiple cylinder misfire. Well, it's going to have a multiple cylinder misfire when the camshaft's extremely advanced, when it's supposed to be retarded. So if you ever come across this, be wary, because this is really, really, really weird. Anyways, like always, likes are nice, subscribes are better, questions, comments, feel free. If you watch this far, take that thumb muscle, give it a little exercise, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and you can watch more of these crazy videos that I do. Thanks for tuning in, and have a good night.